Go live. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be talking about a couple of things until the live stream starts. The press conference. Let me make sure I have the window open here. I want to make sure I have everything kind of ready to go. So when the time comes, because we always kind of have to scramble and look for it. But I think it should be playing over here. What a crazy night last night was, huh? Between the scanner audio and everybody going crazy, and then the turning out it's not her. It was a complete misinformation, because I heard that there was people that had listened to the entire audio of the scanner and it just wasn't what people thought it was. Vic, thanks. Yeah. And I'm really wondering what in the world they're going to talk about during this press conference. Are they going to get new updates, or is it kind of be kind of the same stuff? Kylie's still missing. Let me show you some interesting posts while we get started. And if you haven't watched last night's stream, you totally should. Trying to get some tea going on here too. Sipping. AD, thank you for the 11 months membership. Jason, member for 4 months. The Stream King, keep up the good work. Oh, thanks, man. Amazing. I wanted to kind of start off with this first. Give it a chance for people to join. If you guys could hit like, please, por favor. Yeah, what would they talk about? So this is from August 11th. This person, FS Investigates, made this post. This was sent to me, and it says, I hope Kiely is found safe, but I can't justify putting any more hours into this case when Placer, they got me on that last night. Placer Sheriff and FBI is letting Sammy Smith basically lead this investigation side by side with them. The info she is given is constantly changing and misleading. I hope they find her. And the response I thought was interesting. Social media can be deceiving. You guys tell me in the chat, how do you interpret that? I mean, is he just saying just what you're seeing is not really what it is? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Let me read the other responses. And there's another tweet after that. Said, I do appreciate your reply and search response. It's not just SM, it's press statements she gives, including the presser with your department outdoors on August 8th or 9th. Details are super important and they keep changing with her. And she's directing all the in-person witnesses to come to her, ? Oh, they didn't reply. Somebody says she's definitely pimping herself out to the news channels and her actions are questionable, but doesn't mean they're working with her. If you can help, you should. There was another post. Let me see real quick. Okay, here's another. I don't know where to find this. I don't know how to use Twitter, man. I got Twitter. I use it, but I barely know how to use this shit. Here's the. Let me put this on the screen. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me just delete this. Okay. Okay. Oh, so he responded to this one. Okay, I see. You got to click each one. Is that how it works? Is that how it works? So he said, I don't think they should be co-appearing with her when she is directing all the most valuable witnesses from the party to come directly to her. That's not a good chain of command for a witness testimony and or evidence, but ? And so they replied, we're sympathetic to your position, but it was a public forum and she made a public statement in a public place. We don't pre-screen people's remarks for content and approval. Understand, like I said, amazing response to you and other agencies have put together. I wish more agencies would act as quick and as thorough as you all have to the missing persons cases. Thoughts with the family and first responders. Okay. Another interesting thing. Check this out. Dick sent this to me. So you guys remember yesterday we were talking about Jagger, the ex-boyfriend. By the way, welcome, yo. Thanks you for stopping by this afternoon. I appreciate you guys coming through. Please hit like, help out the stream, the algorithm, all that good stuff. But so apparently Jagger took down the Kiely video. Why did he take down the Kiely video? It's for his ex-girlfriend, quote unquote. He took it down. And in this post, if you guys remember yesterday, let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because I'm a mess. I got everything all over the place. I got 2 folders, but it's kind of Jagger. You guys remember the comment from yesterday? Jagger allegedly had this comment where he was telling people, don't worry, I'll take care of me or the sheriff. We are all working in the same thing, and the sheriff would like me to filter through any info I can before it gets to them. But that's kind of strange. So maybe police just aren't saying things with regards to these people. They told me to go look in the Prosser tweet replies tab on the page. Whoever appreciation post, and I really do like that these people, the Prosser sheriff on Twitter, that they're pretty responsive, man. Because last night they were able to put that out, the whole scanner thing. It says here, appreciation post for Prosser sheriff. Whoever is running your social media account deserves a raise. Thank you for keeping the community updated and respecting everyone involved. Definitely restoring my faith in humanity during such a horrible time. Said thank you. This is we have created a central location for the community to upload tips. Let's take a look at that. That's dope. I like that. I like that very much. So I'm gonna put that link in the description. There's a bunch of links in the description. You put this in the description. Again, you guys joining, if you could help me out with the likes, please, for the algorithm. I appreciate that. We're also on Facebook. I think we're on Twitch. I don't know. Tips. Send tips. So this is where they're telling you to send tips. Don't send it to the kids. Send it to the website. Anonymously upload videos and photos, which I could see people trolling that shit. Cal Topo app for community volunteer searchers. iPhone. Cal Topo app for volunteer searchers. Android. Okay. That's nice. Can somebody tell me about this? Have they watched this? The 810 community meeting. I pulled up this video, but I haven't looked at it. Is this something we should look at later after the presser? Somebody that's watched this video, comment in the chat and tell me if you've watched the community meeting. They're talking about Kiely. Is it worth a watch or nah? Let me know. So here's another post. Stacy, people are having a really hard time grasping at the untrue means in your comment. Could you kindly clarify that she has not been found, etc., so people can move on? Thank you for your time and incredible work. P.S. I'm not confused, LOL. Kiely has not been found, nor has her vehicle. And I'm glad that they clarified that too, because I didn't see this particular part. Prosser sheriffs, they kept saying that it's untrue. People saying not worth it. Well, one person said not worth it. The community meeting. Is it worth it or is it not? Yes, I didn't get to finish it, but community is more concerned than her friends. Yes. So maybe towards the end, they said no. Maybe we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll and see. Or maybe we could just listen to parts of it. Yes, worth watching. Very informative. Yes, we'll go to this other channel. Yeah. While you're here. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this other channel. Watched, not worth watching. Community meeting, not necessary. Let's see here. My feed updating? Oh, there. Okay. Mina, thank you so much for the super chat, the super sticker. And A Hope, thank you for the super chat as well. So yeah, no vehicle, no Kiely. What's it replying to here? False. The possible sighting a bit ago in Reno, true or no? Untrue. Sorry, that was from last night. Thank you for responding. Social truth, because I only say the truth, and so I got to put truth in my name. I didn't say what I think it is, unlike Placer. Placer. Is it Placer or Placer? Placer, right? Placer, who ruled out the possibility of a runaway. I'm not yet ready to rule out the possibility of a runaway just because they did it, because it's still possible. We specifically said we're not ruling any scenario involving her disappearance, and we're not letting the article of clothing dictate a change in the investigation or allow it to exclude a possible cause of her disappearance. Okay. Social media can be deceiving. Okay. The truth. It's in my title. My name's, you know, it's true. All right, let me take a look for the presser, and then we're going to get to other things after the presser. Okay, we got it. Lieutenant Marquis, hey! Email, don't scream. It's so offensive. Don't you screaming. I'm not like that. Started. Is everyone ready? Okay, you guys ready? Let's see what they got today. Let me get myself out of the way here. See.
Good afternoon. My name is Angela Musalam. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Placer County Sheriff's Office. I'd first like to begin by thanking the Rodni Neiman family for being here. Thank you. As you all know, we continue to have local, regional, state, and federal agencies assisting us in the search for Kiely Rodni. This is day 6 of the search, and to date, we have dedicated over 9,000 hours and over 900 tips have been received related to the search for Kiely. We'd like to mention that the Tahoe Truckee community has been extremely helpful to us during our search and our investigation, but we'd like to encourage everybody to please continue to notify the Sheriff's Office anytime you feel like you have a tip or any information that may help lead us to Kiely. It's recently come to our attention, and we have received several reports of adults trying to discourage people and possibly teens from coming forward with information that could help us locate Kiely. So we'd like to remind everybody again, our interest is in not arresting any individuals, prosecuting any individuals, holding them accountable for any underage drinking or illicit drug activity that did occur, that we know occurred at the Prosser Family Campground Friday evening. Our sole purpose in this investigation and search is to bring Kiely home to her family. and we need the community's help. We're here to support the community. As we mentioned earlier, we have set up an online portal where people can submit photos and videos that they believe may help lead us to Kiely. That service and that option is anonymous. You don't have to enter your phone number and you don't have to enter your email address or your name. This is a strictly confidential, anonymous way for us to receive photos and videos from the Prosser Family Campground party that may assist us in locating Kiely and her vehicle. In addition to that, we want to remind everybody that we have an online email portal set up and our tip line. All of this information can be found on our social media accounts in our latest press release that went out just a few hours ago. We've created a link tree to condense all of the options available to the community and the public who would like to help us with any tips or leads that they may have. Again, we'd like to thank you for continuing the coverage in our search and efforts to locate Kiely. And again, we'd like to thank the Rodni Neiman family for being here. We'll open it up for questions.
Of the 900 tips that you've received, are they mostly from this area? How far out would they be from if they're from out of this area?
We've received tips from across the country, and we continue to. And at this point, our detectives are not discounting anything. Every possibility, every option is being explored currently as we continue to try to learn where Kiely may be and where her vehicle is located.
Have the tips slowed down at all 6 days later, or are they still coming in at a steady rate?
No, tips have not slowed down. We have tips pouring in every hour, and we have all of our detectives rapidly looking through each and every single one of them and trying to exhaust each and every single lead. Unfortunately, most leads have not panned out and have not been fruitful, but we are not discouraged. And again, we're really urging anybody in this community and beyond who may have been at this party to please, if they have video or photos from this party, to please upload them to our anonymous online portal. We are very interested in seeing these photos and videos.
And you're saying that some people may have been persuading maybe students or young teens to not come forward in fear of some sort of consequences. Can you explain that dynamic a little bit?
So we've received reports from adults around the community who we understand are dissuading people from coming forward. And that impedes our investigation. We want to find Kiely. We want to bring Kiely home to her family. And if people are out there telling people who may have valuable information to not come forward, that's an issue. Again, we're not here to arrest anybody and hold them accountable for underage drinking and drug usage. That's not our interest right now. That won't be our interest in this case. Our sole mission is to bring Kiely home to her family, and that's what we want everybody to understand. We've been saying this from day one. It's now day 6.
Are those adults going to be held accountable for impeding within the information being brought to you?
Potentially, if we can prove that this is actually happening. Remember, these are just reports that we're receiving. If there is solid evidence, we'll have to pursue it. That's also our job. But again, right now, our sole focus and our only focus is to bring Kiely home.
Are those reports coming out of our community?
Yes.
Within the North Lake Tahoe Truckee area?
Yes.
Thank you.
As far as search efforts or maybe interviews that you guys have conducted from yesterday to today, has anything new panned out or new information to share?
There's no new information to share, but we will say that each day Our detectives and our search and rescue crews do continue to search different areas, and they continue to interview new people, and they continue to develop new leads that need to be followed up on. And one thing that I think I'd like to clarify is that our detectives cannot debunk or not confirm any type of lead within minutes,
Sure.
right? So I can't debunk a lead and say, oh, this is false information in 5-10 minutes. Some of these leads take days to thoroughly investigate, and that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing from the first day of the search, thoroughly searching and thoroughly investigating. So this is a very complex process, and again, we're looking for the community's help to help lead us to Kiely.
Yesterday, I think one of the officials, they described this situation as looking for a needle in a haystack, but we don't know where the haystack is.
Right.
Is that still the case?
That is still the case.
That's bad. They don't got nothing.
We wish it weren't.
Nothing. That's what that means.
Are there any more questions?
There's the report of the couple that went missing on their way home from hot August nights in Reno. The search effort to find them, will that be taking resources away from this search effort?
We'll let Lieutenant Perry from the Nevada County Sheriff's Office answer that.
I'm going to show the article.
I'm
after
Lieutenant
Professor.
Perry, I'm the
About-
investigations lieutenant from Nevada County Sheriff's Office. We did have to pull one detective today for that investigation, as well as some of our
Oh, come on, man. Get me out break with that bullshit.
investigative efforts down the hill to look into that, and we're currently working hand in hand with the Yuba City Police Department on that investigation.
Oh, the flyers being torn down. True, Tom. They were saying that.
Thank you so much. This concludes the press conference.
That's it?
You know the ages of these people.
Hello. She's still making goodbye. Thank you. Well, the only thing that came up this time is, damn, that was quick as hell. Thank you. Goodbye.
And all of the our partners with the Placer County Sheriff's Office have been amazing.
Yesterday. That's from yesterday. Don't trick me. It's still trying to load up, I guess, or whatever, since it finished. I mean, the interesting thing, I guess, was the whole reports of adults dissuading, I guess, people from reporting tips. That's kind of weird. And then Tonton, he pointed out yesterday, too, he was talking about now in the chat. He said that the claims of the flyers been thrown down the area. I will search those areas, the flyers taken down. Yeah, maybe they need to check cameras, too. Maybe they should look into these people who are dissuading others from reporting tips. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe it's beyond, oh, let me just look out for you and don't get involved. Maybe they don't want people reporting tips to protect themselves. Maybe the person's involved. Maybe they should find out who's been tearing down those flyers. Do they have video cameras out there? And bring his ass in for questioning, whoever that is. Right? Bring his ass in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Antimony. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate it. If you guys can hit like, please, too. Please help out with that. And if you guys, the people that just joined, this was an interesting thread. I'm going to reread this real quick for the people that just joined and missed this. How do I look at this whole thread? There we go. Right, that's it. I hope Kiely is found safe, but I can't justify putting any more hours in this case. But the Placer Sheriff and FBI is letting Sammy Smith basically lead this investigation side by side with them. The info she is giving is constantly changing and misleading. I hope they find her. That's according to him. And Placer said, social media can be deceiving. That was one of their replies. Then, where's the other one? Here we go. He also said, I don't think they should be co-appearing with her when she's directing all the most valuable witnesses from the party to come directly to her. That's not a good chain of command for witness testimony and or evidence. And they replied, "We're sympathetic to your position, but it was a public forum, and she made a public statement in a public place. We don't pre-screen people's remarks for content and approval." So I thought that was interesting. Let's see here real quick too.
Confidential, anonymous way media accounts.
That you've received, are they mostly from this area? How far?
60s. Unfortunately, most leads have not panned out and have not been fruitful.
Heifer, you want to call in? Heifer said what?
But we are not discouraged. And again, we're really urging anybody in this community and beyond who may have been at this party to please, if they have video.
May have been persuading maybe students or young teens to not come forward in fear of some sort of consequences. Can you explain that dynamic a little bit?
So we've received reports from adults around the community who we understand are dissuading people from coming forward. And that impedes our investigation. We want to find Kiely.
Where you been?
We want to bring Kiely home to her family. And if people are out there telling people who may have valuable information to not come forward, that's an issue. Again, we're not here to arrest anybody and hold them accountable for underage drinking and drug usage. That's not our interest right now. That won't be our interest in this case. Our sole mission is to bring Kiely home to her family, and that's what we want everybody to understand.
So that's kind of weird. Yeah, I think they should look into that, man. Somebody needs to report that. Somebody from the community should call in and tell us who's the person doing that, dissuading others from reporting tips. Now, in the presser too, they mentioned one of the reporters questioned and asked that there's this some sort of missing case. Is this the one? Family desperate to find missing woman who went missing after a Reno trip. Let's take a look at this real quick because they were asking, is this going to take away from resources searching for Kiely? They got an entire crew of people searching for her. I think they're all right. Oh, let me touch on, I forgot about this too. Which tab? This one. And make sure that you guys follow me. Even if you don't use Facebook, follow me on Facebook in case I run out of notifications or something happens where I can't communicate on YouTube, like a strike or some shit. Follow me either on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Those three places, just so like if you need a update or something like that. Or if you're somebody that's not getting notifications, usually on Twitter I'll post a YouTube link. Either way. But anyway, so Per Adventures with Purpose, Facebook. Okay. Where's this taking me to?
Iowa to Dexter's Trail.
Let me fix the volume. I don't know if this video has anything to do with it. I should just read the post, but I was curious if they actually mentioned it. I think I'll just read the post.
Trailer axle parts to pick up the hand, came out just to meet us. We're going to be back on the road in a few days, working cases hard. I really appreciate everything, sure that they coordinated all the parts immediately for us. So now we have to jump back on the road, go back up to Minnesota, where we're going to get the trailer fixed where we left the trailer at Dominique's shop. So stay tuned. We're going to be back on the road in a few days, working cases hard. I really appreciate everybody's help for corralling around us, gathering our resources, coming out to meet us, stepping up in so many other different ways. Thank you guys. That's where we're at right now. We'll keep you updated as far as the actual repairs themselves.
Okay, so the post. Sorry, this shit's just constant notifications. Per Adventures with Purpose. Okay, these are the people that go out and search and find missing people, like cold cases. They found, I forgot how many. It's listed on their page. Yeah, please, can you help out with the likes, guys? We got like 800 likes or something like that, and like 2,000 people. Please help out with the likes. Helps out the algorithm, all that good stuff. If you love me. So it says here, many of you have asked about Kiely Rodni, who is the 16-year-old missing out of California. After we wrap up our commitments here in the Midwest If she has not been found, we will route through California on our way back to Oregon at the end of the month. Thank you again for your role in helping with Adventures with Purpose. So a lot of people keep asking about it. A lot of people keep asking about it and wondering. And so there it is. They said if she's still missing by the time they're done, they'll pass through Cali. I don't know why I keep getting the same notifications over and over. All right. Okay. That's the community thing. We're going to leave that on the back burner for now. I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We'll close this out. We did all this already. This was interesting. So this was on Truckee Thursday's Instagram, and they had a some sort of speech here or something. Check it out.
Of Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, but as a friend
to the Executive Director of the Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, Cassie Hamel.
Hi everyone, I come to you tonight not as the Executive Director of Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, but as a friend to the family of Kiely Rodni. We have been working tirelessly in this community to find Kiely. She went missing Friday night at 12:30 from Prosser. Our small community is devastated. We are scared, and we want Kiely home. I want to honor the teens right next to me, and I'm going to say this first. Kiely loves music. She is a musician. Wherever you are,
dabs up.
The band, unbelievable. She would have loved to have been here and dancing with her friends. Enjoy that she is home. But she's not home. Our longtime local girl who was raised in our community is not home. Hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, community members, and people from the area have met over at the Truckee Donner Rec Department. They have signed up, they have flyered, and they have searched, and they have worked hard to rescue her. Law enforcement agencies with Placer County, Nevada County, CHP, FBI, Truckee PD have been helping in the search and doing a wonderful job. The family is very thankful for our community's help, and we hope to continue the movement because we have hope that Kiely is going to come home. I'm here in front of you tonight just to give silence and time for all the energies to our locals that are here and our visitors that are here and the people that I know are here tonight that have been helping. So let's do about a 5-second silence. If you would close your eyes, you can bow your head, or you can raise your head high to the sky. We have a booth here tonight. Thank you to the Tahoe Community Foundation, and thank you to Truckee Thursdays, in the coordination of Truckee Thursdays. Over in the north side, it's the last booth on Donner Pass Road. You can visit, you can take a flyer, you can ask questions, you can share, you can give to GoFundMe. We have all of that information. We will be at the Truckee Community Rec Department tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To continue in our efforts to support the civilian volunteers. There's not many more words I can say. Please send love, please be kind, gracious with yourselves and with others. Thank you, kids. You might be wondering why I'm the one speaking tonight. I've been with the friends, right, doing the stuff with the family. I'm also standing before you because I, as the Executive Director of the Truckee Downtown Merchants Association, we are the agency that coordinates Truckee Thursdays. What a blessing that we have the access to share this with you tonight. We are so, TDMA, so appreciative of all the community members and the visitors that have come this year. 8 weeks, 8 great weeks, and thank you to our community partners that have helped us to put on Truckee Thursdays. This is the last Truckee Thursdays. We will see you in 2023. But I want to end, be kind, show love, hug somebody, and know that even if you are a million times removed from what happened on Friday night, we are all touched by this. Kiely is our daughter, our child, as all of our children are ours. Thank you very much.
Okay. All Things Jade says, and thank you for the super chat. Someone's children at the party have parents in high places with concerns of repercussions, even if they had nothing to do with her disappearance. Damn. Thank you for all the likes, helping out with the likes on YouTube. Facebook, I need to go get into the chat. Cheeks, thank you for the members, the 9-month membership and the chat. Hey, Mel, plus chat. Cheeks been here. I've been lurking and working. Oh, okay, I like that. Lurking and working. I've been lurking and working. Don't worry, I'm watching you. Just behind the scenes. Y'all know how I be doing. Love y'all. Thanks, Cheeks. D, thank you for the membership, 11 months. I'm going to post a members video after the stream. Like 30 minutes or so after the stream. Because I'm going to... There's like 3 other crazy stories I can tell. I don't know if one of them I really want to tell. I might leave that for the last if I do it. But I have to add some content on there. Okay. So let's move on to the next thing. This wasn't really kind of meant to be on there, but this was one of the calls that we had last night. Last night, there was a pretty good, interesting caller that was a local. I thought the caller was good, but the chat was going ham. The parent that also... Wait, hold on, let's see. Okay. Let's read this here. A parent was telling iCkEdMeL that it is known that at least the boys fight at the parties based on where they're from. I heard somewhere that the fights were what the party was about /for. The kids are saying graduation, but it is August already. Cocaine-fueled kids boxing. WTF. What the fuck? That parent also said it was advertised for a month daily on Snapchat, and that is how all the kids communicate. FYI, what's that shit mean? For, I don't know. I don't know the acronyms. Let's see. FYIW. For what it's worth. Okay, shit, that's a new one I learned. For what it's worth, Sammy said they use Be Real, which we talked about that last night. It was kind of funny, the Be Real thing, when I was reading the app description. That's that app last night that we were talking about where, and I had never heard of this before. I might download it just to mess around. That's the app that, like, I guess you get your friends on there and you have like a list of friends, and then at a certain time of the day, what did it say? You have like an hour or 10 minutes or 2 minutes, 2 minutes to post or some shit like that. Post pictures of where you're at, but like the front of the camera and the back of the camera just starts taking pictures. And whatever you're doing, you got to send it. You got to be real. Be real in the moment. You're not real if you don't do it. Peer pressure. Come on, man, just be real. Huh? Be real, man. We're all doing it, man. Just join us. How do you spell it? I don't think it's spelled like that, right? I'm trying to download the app right now. See how you do that shit. Be real. I can't find it. Be real. Yeah, it's right there. Oh, it's one. Be real. Apps. There we go. I got it. You want to be my Be Real friend? Let's be Real friends. BEFFs or whatever. Let's be friends. All right, moving on. This was only like 19 seconds, but this was a really nice. I don't know why my screen is showing like that. Wait. Oh, it's me. That's why. So, Kiely Rodni's family and friends gather as music plays outside of the Truckee Recreation Center, which is near the command center for the investigation. Lindsay Kiely told Moonshine Inc. that the music is an important key of Kylie's life. She said that Kiely plans to go to college to study music. One of the musicians playing is Kylie's longtime music teacher. Oops. And by the way, somebody emailed me just a little bit ago, but the link doesn't work. Let's be real friends, right? I forgot what case we were covering, but wasn't it Gabby Petito? That Gabby Petito's friend had found her on the Bumblebee Friends area of the app, and that's when I was like, I didn't even know they had that, like a application to find friends and shit. Yeah, times have changed, right? On a friend. I've thought of doing it though. Friendship app. Oh, you gonna download it too? Who's gonna download this shit? I know what you did last summer. Moonshine. Anybody ever had moonshine before? I've always wanted to try it. Moonshine. Hey there, buddy. I'll try some moonshine. We saw all this already. So this was just a random post that I saw too from the Kiely Rodni missing from Truckee, California group. Here in Indiana, a guy with his 3 young kids went fishing, but no one knew exactly where. They didn't come back. A week later, his body surfaced at a local fishing hole that had a ramp. It was him and the kids were in the car. The spot was checked earlier, but no tracks or sign of the car in the water. This goes to show that once a car goes into the water, it's hard to find unless you know it's there. A 20-year-old Kiely Scales Pinto was found in a river after he had disappeared in Georgia in 1974. His remains were inside. Also, you can't tell me these teenagers aren't talking all about it and knowing way more details. Parents press your kids if they attended. Take their damn phones and go through them. A big part of the problem is a lot of parents are not parenting. They're being enablers to the next level. Teen parties full of drugs. Oh, it's just kids being kids. My cat is obsessed with your voice. We need a name for the chat. Something like catchy, but not like cringy. Savage chat. I don't know if that's too much though, because I feel like if I title it Savage Chat, then it's gonna entice people to be savage. You know. Alice, no WTC. Thank you for the super chat. Says she's the caller, isn't she? It almost sounded like that. I don't know. Margia, Adam, Skia. Oh Lord. Call up James Terry to investigate. I don't know, man. I'm sure if he wants to investigate, he can. I'm sure he can look into it. He's in the YouTube game now. He knows all the stuff that's going on. He can contact them. He doesn't need me to contact them or him. Okay, I'm gonna play this video that was sent to me. It's kind of interesting because it just talks about the drug situation over there in Placer County, I guess. Let's listen to this. And then you guys tell me, do you want to do calls or do you want to listen to the meeting? Or we could do a poll or we could just call it and say F it. And by the way, for the people that missed it, that joined late, Jagger, he took down the post of Kiely, which I think is kind of weird because why take down the post if you're trying to spread awareness? That's your ex, you love her, blah blah blah. He deleted the post. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué lo bajaste? ¿Por qué lo borraste? That's kind of weird. All right, let's take a look at this video. Me, you. Thank you for the super chat.
Alpha 2, 2 overdoses CAL FIRE on scene, CPR in progress, requesting our response.
Fentanyl overdoses are spiking across Placer County.
Over the last year, that number has been about 55% higher than it has been in previous years. It included a lot of first-timers that were just seeking to experiment, and that proved deadly.
The highly addictive drug is claiming the lives of young adults and children under the age of 18. There have been close to 50.
What are these kids doing on fentanyl out there? They said under the age of 18?
Claiming the lives of young adults and children under the age of 18. There have been close to 50 fentanyl-related deaths in Placer County since 2019. One of those deaths was of a 17-year-old Rockland boy who died last December after ingesting what he thought was prescription Percocet. 21-year-old Virgil Xavier Bordner, a gang member from Sacramento County, sold the teen counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl. Bordner is now facing several charges in the teen's death, including involuntary.
Wait, where's this at? This is kind of interesting. They got a lot of drug issues going on over there. Placer County. I paused the video for a second, but let me just show you this. You know, my ADD, so-called ADD, right? The Sacramento Bee. Roseville sees over 4 fentanyl overdoses in 36 hours. This was just posted August 5th, 2022. Alarming Placer County authorities. I think this is kind of interesting as far as because of the conversations we've been having about the drug scene over there, the party scene over there, supposedly older people providing drugs to the kids. And for the people that have the theory that maybe something happened with drugs. Roseville police reported 4 suspected fentanyl overdoses over the past 2 days, the latest string of incidents in what has become a pervasive issue for Placer County. On Wednesday, the Roseville Police Department announced in a post social media that the department has responded to 4 suspected overdoses connected to fentanyl across 3 separate incidents in the last 36 hours. Damn, man, they're really partying out there. Isn't that? I wonder what Roseville, like how big that place is. Fentanyl is a synthetic. Oh, they just blocked it over here. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is approximately 50 times more potent than heroin and 100 times more potent than morphine. Consumption of just 2 milligrams of the drug, the size of a few grains of salt, can lead to overdose. Okay. We know all this shit. Okay. Okay, so they got problems over there. This is just August 3rd. All the kids getting high and shit on fentanyl and all kinds of shit. Well, I guess it's accidental, I guess, because they're thinking they're getting one thing and it's mixed with something else. In the 2 incidents, the suspected fentanyl was purple in color. But anyway, if there was a fentanyl incident at this party, I think it would have been, if something happened, it would have been more than one person, I would think, if that was the case. Damn. Okay, let's finish with the video.
Manslaughter.
And there's just no going back once you're gone. There's no coming back from that.
Judy McCaig lost her 21-year-old son, Ian Walsh, to a fentanyl overdose last August. She says Ian had bought Percocet that turned out to be fentanyl.
I always imagined that an overdose would be quite graphic, but this wasn't. It was just really loud snoring. I was watching my son die.
Fentanyl is up to 100 times more potent than heroin and morphine, and it's far more deadly. Just 2 milligrams can prove to be lethal.
It can be deadly just by touching it.
Considered to be a cheap filler, fentanyl is added to increase the effect of street drugs and increase addiction. It's often mixed in with counterfeit opiates disguised as Xanax, Percocet, and Oxycontin. Now, fentanyl is even being added to marijuana and
no
vape pens.
Way.
Social media.
Yo, you can't even smoke weed? They're putting that stuff in weed? It's in vape pens too. On purpose? Or what? They're trying to say like they got the strongest weed and so they're adding fentanyl to it? I don't know.
Platforms including Snapchat and Instagram have become hotspots for teens and young adults to unknowingly buy tainted street drugs.
You know, drug dealers and counterfeiters, they'll do anything that they can to lure you in and to get you to buy their product.
Oh, it doesn't matter if it's a kid or if it's an adult or if it's your best friend, you're going to make that money.
We've protected John's identity. He's a former drug dealer who sold heroin, meth, and prescription opiates on the streets of Placer County since the age of 12.
They wanted the power and the fame and just the whole gangster persona of being this cool guy that everybody wanted to be around.
With that, John says, came the hunger for making more money. He says that greed has now driven dealers to add fentanyl into street drugs.
If you were to get a pound of something and you were able to cut it, now you got 3 pounds. Now you're making a bunch more money.
John adds most street drugs today are laced with fentanyl, and it's a game of Russian roulette each time you use.
You got an option to either, not do it, or you're going to die.
Man, did they go for me?
Keeping an open dialogue with your children and getting them to feel comfortable opening up about their issues is the best advice John says he can give to parents today. Judy says while that's a crucial piece of the puzzle, she's urging other parents to be aware of the subtle signs of a fentanyl overdose, what she calls a silent killer.
I saw him at a time when he couldn't speak for himself, and I didn't speak up for him. So we all need to know what this looks like.
Yeah. It's from the Placer County Sheriff's Office. Okay. So you guys tell me what you want to do, man. Not much really came out today besides the person trying to dissuade people from reporting tips. We could either do the town hall meeting or phone calls or just call the stream. Whatever, it's fine. Whatever you want to do to me. Whatever. Should I do a poll? The community meeting thing, well, it's like 48 minutes, the community meeting. The only thing about the community meeting, this was just posted today, but this is from the 10th. But they haven't been really posting community meetings. So I don't know why they decided to post this one.
Since 18...
But it's them talking over there. Oh, she ends up talking over. Oh, let's see who talks. Oh, that's where the dad talks. This is where the father talks. What do you guys want to do? You want to do both? Yo, if you guys want to ride out, si lo quieres hacer todo, lo hacemos todo. You say take shots? I could order some shit. You want to do it? We do it all. We could do the meeting. We could do the phone call. We do everything. Check out that. What you want to do? Calls. What's your opinion, Mel? I have none. No, I don't know. I think she might have kind of crashed somewhere or got lost somewhere. Please, no phone calls yet. Please, I can't stand it. What do you want to do? I feel like anytime I've ever done this, want to do, and it was crucial. So it comes up to like 50-50, and then I have to make a decision, and people get pissed. You never make anybody happy, but okay, phone calls. Phones. Let me just do calls. Town hall. Or both. Just want to do both. We just want to be here with you, man, because we love you. Ask the community. We're going to do a voting system. What's that voting system they use with Biden and Trump? What do they call that? The Dominion. The Dominion voting system is in place. Chuck. Tell me why you... Oh, God. Okay. 54% say both so far. Calls, 32. This guys. We do need a chase, yo. We're overdue for a chase for sure. The Dominion voting system is that you guys vote, but I still pick whatever I want. No, I'm just kidding. No town meeting, please. So this is what I think. This is what I'm thinking, man. People are saying both. How you know, Lindsay, it's not nothing? Did you watch it? I'm just kidding with you. I'm kidding. I'm playing. Both. Okay, so let's do both. But can we get Ronnie's cousins? Yo, we should. Can Ronnie's cousins call in? It's nothing. The father's talking, but that's nothing. Okay, so 54% say do both. So I think what we should do is go in the order of the highest percentage. So obviously both is, but then people pick calls. Maybe we should just do calls first and then the town hall. Vita, that kid, I forget his name. They found him safe. Was it Austin? I think his name was. I don't remember the name. Story time. We need to get Ronnie's cousins, people from the actual party, to talk. Ronnie. All right, so Lisa. All right, I guess we should do calls first, and then maybe we'll start watching the town hall, or we could skip throughout the town hall and just watch the father talk. I don't know. Okay, town hall, then calls. All right, so let me put a vote. We're going to end this one. It's already voted to do both. Okay. Rich first. We'll do one last vote. Town hall. Hear ye, hear ye. Or calls. Town hall might not be nothing. It might not really be nothing. Might be the same shit we've been hearing for the last 6-7 days. Whatever it is. But Dad does talk here. Let me see. We got
individual. I think when we are talking about things like this, and we're talking about needing people to be brave and step.
Rescue volunteers go through extensive training on recognizing clues, protecting.
That's the mother right there. So the mother's talking. That's Lindsay, right? Oh, those kind of look a little kind of brief, but she looked like she talked a little bit.
Of all the things that we've been saying.
I'm currently assigned to investigations as a lieutenant.
Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna.
I mean, I don't know. We could just skip to the mother and the father and call it, but 53. Oh my God, I knew this was gonna happen. 48% say town hall. 52% say calls. Calls. All right, so we're just gonna go strictly by the voting system. Town hall is repetitive and redundant. No town hall. No town hall. All right, let's do calls first then, and we'll see where we're last. Town hall is boring and long as shit. Maybe just listen to the parents, then do calls. You want to just skip to the parents, the two things, and then we'll do calls? She's stunting in that purple dress. Just the mother and father. Okay. Let's just do the mother and father real quick, and then we'll do calls. Because if we start calls first and then we do it reverse, let's just skip.
Over 16 agencies that have worked with us.
We've been hearing the same shit for 6 days. We can skip around, right?
We have
Sam Brown and Placer County Sheriff's Captain Troy Sanders.
Best. Our people are exhausted. They're tired, but they're showing up every day, putting a smile.
Nothing, I'm not trying to put them down. I'm just saying, it is redundant, right? Just the parents.
Doing the best they can. Somebody that's call me with problems and troubles and struggles outside of the law enforcement realm. I get that media has been pretty harsh on law enforcement. We feel greatly supported in Nevada County, and I know Placer County feels the same. The only thing I would say is I would encourage kids to come up engage us, talk to us. You don't even have to talk about what's going on, but maybe that leads into something you might know, something you feel comfortable about. And just, I would encourage you to share and be forthcoming, because we need information.
FBI, Nevada County Sheriff's.
Over the other forums, but.
Sure, okay.
Searching, and objective. You're starting to get into a thing where you're not really certain.
Okay, so here's the mother. Let's do mom and dad, and then we'll do calls.
Yeah, this Amber Alert thing, you guys, it was frustrating. I was in, I've seen these guys' faces a lot. We were in there, we were talking about the Amber Alert, we were talking about all of these things. There's nobody standing behind me right now that doesn't agree that the Amber Alert should have already been issued immediately. So they share all of our frustration with that. And so I know that it's this point and it's this question, you know, and it doesn't seem right. And so many times in life, things just don't seem fair. And there's a lot right now that doesn't
And Nerdy should go out there.
Seem fair.
Hit the drum.
But sticking on something that doesn't seem fair and continuing to just, you know, to not move forward isn't helpful either. So at this point, what I'm thinking, you know, if we all feel this way and they feel this way, there may be other people who feel this way too, and so maybe we can use this opportunity to, rather than keep on asking these guys, you know, we can go to our state legislatures, we can do things that might be actually more helpful and more effective in changing that, even if it doesn't change it today, even if it doesn't change it tomorrow or for Kiely at all, maybe it could change it, you know, for someone else, and that can be a positive effect too. But please understand that the lack of any new information, the lack of any movement forward with this case is not for a lack of resources, it's not for a lack of want, it's not for a lack of determination from everyone who I'm looking at, from everyone who stands behind me, and from everyone who stands behind them. So let's work together and let's focus on asking questions that will lead to positive results instead of focusing on questions that are, I'm losing it now. I have a lot of, you know, I don't have a lot of blood sugar, and so just,
We'll jump to calls. And I'll probably call Cheeks. If Cheeks, if you're out there, I'll call you first. Let me just skip to the dad's thing was really quick too. And what Tom said, it was mostly about like mental health, self-care, and emotional support. Which is nice. It's nice, I guess, to do that for the community.
I do want to follow up with the tip question. My partner reminded media is that Kiely, I can tell you that thing that we're going to update. Yes.
Bear with me here. My name's Kiely Rodni. I'm Kiely's father. I'm running on fumes here, so bear with me here. Something dawned on me this morning that, you know, obviously our family has suffered immensely. I mean, I can't tell you what we're going through. But what dawned on me this morning is Kiely is born and raised here. She is this community. She is your daughter too. You know, this is our community's daughter. She is no longer just our daughter. This is your kids. These are the parties your kids are going to. We need answers, and you need answers, because when your kids become 16, where are they going to go? My daughter's a straight A student, on her way to UC Santa Cruz. You know, at 16. She's 16 going to college, you know? This is Tahoe. This isn't supposed to happen here, you know? We need answers. You know, remember, this Kiely is your child too, so please, anything, please, we need you.
I am installing Be Real. It might be kind of creepy though, doing that Be Real stuff. All right, I'm gonna open up the lines if people want to call. I'm gonna call with Cheeks first if you're ready. I'm gonna open up the lines if people want to call. No real updates from what I can see today. Let's see if she answers. We'll do calls, man. We'll do calls.
Hola, my love.
Hello. How's it going? What's up, Cheeks, man? How you been?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I have been working and lurking just like I said. First of all, I was really active. I was like, these dudes out here are wilding. Mel is getting a chase like every single night. I was there. I was like, this is crazy. And then this happened, and I caught the very first time you covered the story, and like I said, I was catching up today on my way to work listening, and the whole thing just seems really sus. And like I said, I can play devil's advocate in this situation. I'm not going to lie to you, though. The one question that I was thinking was, if this is like a hotbed for teens, and then we're hearing that there's older guys there who are supplying drugs, could this possibly be human trafficking? It's a thought. Don't know. But I digress.
I talked to him this morning. He thought it was that.
Yeah, like it just seems, I'm just thinking you get all these kids. They said that it was bigger than it's ever been. You've got kids coming from all over that general area with Reno, Nevada, Cali. And I'm like, dudes, trafficking, drugs, a whole bunch of random people that you don't know. It could be a possibility. But then, like I said, I have to play devil's advocate. Because in my true crime encyclopedia, there has been many cases where, quote unquote, and I use heavy air quotes, friends kill friends. Skylar Neese was one, and what was the other one? There was Skylar Neese. There's a whole bunch of other cases where, quote unquote, friends end up killing a friend because of some behind the scenes drama. Now, from one of the videos, I guess supposedly this Sammy girl may have been dating her ex-boyfriend or something to the effect of that.
I haven't heard of that. What happened was so the weird thing, and I think 10 to Life brought this up, was that, so the best friend, Sam, doesn't follow, or best friend or friend, whatever, supposedly close friends, whatever. Sam doesn't follow Kiely, but Sam follows the ex. And the ex follows Kiely and Sam, I think. I think that's the order of things. So it was just kind of weird that Sam is not following. That's what some people are saying, Kiely.
And it, I watched her interview that she did on that gentleman's channel that you had plugged. I think the All American Dream. I can't remember it. Okay, so I watched her interview, and just kind of, you want to know something? I can't call it. It just seems too sus. Everybody knows the golden rule. When you go somewhere in public with your friends, you don't leave your friends to their own vices, especially if y'all know y'all are going to get fucked up. I mean, let's just call it, I don't understand how you clearly see that there's aggressive men there, Mag. You said that you were literally approached forcefully by 5 guys to take bongs. Why would you leave her and you see that she's in an inebriated state? Why would you feel comfortable enough to leave her at a party, as to which you said, although I am sociable, this was overwhelming? It screams like, I'm like, I feel like this is going to end up causing a lot of drama. I will say I like how the police department is handling like the tips and whatnot. And again, playing devil's advocate, I'm kind of like, okay, so is it a good thing that this girl seems to be spearheading this? Because we all know we talk to our friends about things that we don't talk to our parents about. And she's absolutely right. You can definitely get more information from a teenager when you're quote unquote a teenager. I know she's like 18 or 19, but essentially she's still a kid. I mean, I'm 34. I'm still looking at 18, 19-year-olds like they're kids. But it's just, the whole thing just seems very sus to me. I mean, the car is missing. You've got this girl who's, you know, kind of spearheading it, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because it's like, when people try and go to the cops and say, hey, this is the information that we have, a lot of the times the cops just kind of sweep it underneath the rug, file it on a report, let it get lost in paperwork clutter, and be like, all right, well, we'll get to it when we get to it.
Right.
So the fact that she's kind of spearheading this whole search, this whole social media blitz, so to speak, it seems to be a good thing, but then it's just like, if some shit happens, who's going to be held responsible for that? You know, like, God forbid for her to say the wrong thing or the wrong thing gets put out there. Like, is law enforcement going to be like, well, damn, it was a trial and error. We messed up, so we'll never do that again. This whole case is just very weird. I'm playing catch up as I go, and I'm listening. I don't know what to think of it. I don't even really have an idea of what could have possibly happened to her, but I see a lot of people are feeling some way about this damn girl. And again, I can play devil's advocate. I don't know if she's guilty, but there have been cases where friends have killed friends and thought nothing of it. Hell, one guy killed and R-worded a friend, and he was arrested at the viewing of her body while he was consoling her parents.
Damn.
That's
yeah,
crazy. And look, and you know, the funny thing is that I can give you already know me. His name is Daniel, is it Bardo? And the girl's name was Jessie Blodgett. He's a friend, and he did what he did, and then acted like it wasn't nothing. So it's like, could this be a situation of, you know, friend jealousy, boys, all this other stuff, and, you know, maybe jealousy because she was pretty or she's doing something, and I don't know. There's just so many nuances to this case, and I'm just like, God, I think this one I might have to just sit out and kind of watch play out, because I don't know. I really don't know.
Of I don't know why. I'm not implicating anybody, but Stephen McDaniel, isn't his name? Stephen.
Yep.
Stephen. Because he was over there talking to the news and shit. Oh, I don't know what happened.
Exactly. And one of your callers mentioned that shit
we
yesterday.
found the body. And he was like,
yeah. Had a whole heart attack on national TV. Yeah. Like, dude shitted himself on national TV. They found a body. They found, oh, yeah, you didn't hear it? Oh, my God, I need some water. Sir, are you okay? Oh, my God, I'm having a heart attack. Oh, my God. But that's a prime example. You know, the loudest person in the room ends up having the most darkest secret of being involved in the case. So I can't call it, man. I can't call it. But I'm glad that you called. You're very welcome. Apparently, I guess I was missed, but, you know, I'm always here watching you, supporting you and whatnot. I don't always be active in the chat, but like I said, I'll be working and lurking.
Thank you, Geeks. I appreciate it. Love you. Take care.
You're welcome. Love you too, Mel. Bye, guys.
All right, let me get the next. I'm going to call in now so we can get the 7 people on the line. So we got to get to the calls. I was thinking since last night, maybe we need to implement a little bit of a time limit.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener.
I'm going to connect you guys right now. Caller's gone wild. Caller's gone wild. Caller's gone wild.
Manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
Okay, let's do 757. How you doing? Where you calling from? Let's get it.
Oh, this is Ray Ray from the chat. I'm calling from Virginia.
Ray.
And can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I was thinking, you know, this press conference, you know, and they said it before, like, oh, can you hear me? I'm sorry. I think it started replaying in the echo. Anyways, I'm sorry, and the puppy's barking. They were saying this press conference, like, yeah, you know, we're not interested in arresting anybody that's like contributed to the drug use and the alcohol use and this and that. Like, come on. I mean, we had teenagers out here. Obviously, there's, you know, allegedly older people there that were, you know, passing out the drugs and alcohol and so forth and so on. So people aren't stupid, even teenagers. Like, they know that if something comes of it where the alcohol or the drugs or both led to, you know, her missing or her demise, or, you know, let's say she's, you know, deceased somewhere, and those things led to that, of course they're going to be arrested. Of course there's going to be charges. Like, you know, like we just watched where they're lacing things with fentanyl, you know? Someone's going to be arrested and charged. So I don't understand these, you know, they're thinking like, oh yeah, they're trying to like draw people in, but teenagers aren't stupid. You know, like, who's going to turn in someone if you know or possibly think like that could have contributed to it? I think that's just why they're not having a lot of people come forward that were there, that were really partying hard and getting down, because, like I said, they're not stupid. If they were all getting high, doing drugs and drinking and stuff, and something really happened to her, they know they're going to be in trouble, because it's going to somehow, between the social media, the cell phone video footage, you know what I mean? It's going to tie them back to it. So they're always communicating. It's like one thing that the girl, what's her name, Sammy, right? Her friend, is saying like, yeah, we always keep a track of each other. We're always communicating on our phones. So, you know, like, people are communicating, hey, I got this, I got that. Hey, I'm going to, you know, be at the party. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to bring that, you know? I mean, these teenagers are not stupid. They may live in a rural area and, you know, it's isolated, small town and this and that, but the same things that go on in the big cities go on those little towns too. Right. It's all about partying and getting down, and, you know, one thing leads to another. And I do hope that they find her, and, you know, they find her safe. And I was thinking that maybe she could be in a body of water somewhere too, if she was just drunk and was trying to drive home, you know?
Well, thank you. I appreciate the call.
Anyways, that's just my thoughts.
Thanks.
Yeah, great job, Mel. Love the chat.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so we're going to stick to 3 minutes. She was 3 minutes, 20 seconds. We're going to stick to 3-minute calls so we can keep it moving. 254, and thank you for that call. I appreciate it. 254, how you doing? Where you calling from? Hey. 254. 254, you're on the line. All right, I'm going to return you for now, and I'll get you back after this call. We'll try another one. 305, you're next. 305, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, iCkEdMeL, how's it going, bud? This is Ralph here from Miami.
Hey, Ralph, what's up,
All right,
man?
so...
Been a long time.
Hey, what's up, dude? Good. It's been a while, man. Question for you, man. And we're not here to accuse anyone or anything like that, of course. And I'm just going to keep it short. I just have couple of questions. My first thing was that in regards to Sammy, since she was the last person that supposedly seen Kiely, was she was her phone records searched to verify the last contact that she actually had with her, based on the timeline that she has mentioned? And second, have they checked her alibi in regards of her going home with that supposedly friend that night?
We don't know. Like, as far as like if they've checked to see if like Sammy's saying what happened is true, like if that was the last call or like whatever, they haven't said that. The only thing they said is that the phone at 12:33 disconnected at the party. That's all I said. But like, yeah, have they like looked into the other girl, the friends, or what she's saying? That I haven't heard anything about.
Right, because that's the only facts that we actually have in the case.
Mm-hmm.
The first fact is the timeline, the video footage that was shown based on the 6:08 p.m. Security camera footage. That's something that we have to go lead off by. Okay, so that's one thing. So the other rest of the timeline, it's all pretty much a hearsay. It's all speculation. Oh. And in order to go ahead and conduct a real investigation, we have to go based on the last person that was pretty much that last season.
I have somebody that went go. I have to be back 1 second. Do you want to keep talking, or you want me to let you go, or you want to entertain the people with your theories, or?
No, I mean, I'm just going based on. I mean, okay, I did study criminal justice, man, and like I said, I go based on the facts. I don't go based on speculation. Like if something's black, it's black, and something's white, it's white. In this case, like I said, if law enforcement failed to go ahead and search her phone records and to go ahead and confirm an alibi of her, then we're pretty much going to be 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, or 10 days within this bubble, pretty much. That's all I got to say, bro. I don't know if other people have other thoughts, but that's pretty much what they have to do. They have to go ahead and pretty much interrogate Sam to actually tell us what exactly the time for. Yeah, I'm still here, bro.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, like it was. I think that's what we got to do. Confirm her phone records, search her alibi, confirm those two things to go ahead and take her out of the person of interest. That's all I got to say.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro. Sorry I missed out some of it, but thank you, yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Bye. Yeah, that's Ralph, though. He's been in front of the channel for a while. 3 minutes, too. Okay. Let me try again, 254. 254, how you doing? Are you there now? 254. No? Not there? Okay. Sorry. Bye. 412. 412, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Hey, welcome. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Hey, I just wanted to say I did call the Amber Alert, and they said the state police is the only thing that can issue it. Why don't they just do
that? Because there's I guess there's some sort of criteria or something, and so I guess it didn't fit the criteria. The last that I heard, they did some sort of red alert, I guess, the other day.
And also, FBI, something's up with that. Why is the FBI involved? That's weird.
And the FBI, I don't know if it's potentially because it's two different states, maybe, or other states. I'm not sure. They got involved really fast. And a lot of agencies and quite a few FBI.
Do you think possibly she's hiding? They're doing this all together? This is like a plot?
I don't know, man. Somebody pointed out the GoFundMe is pretty high. And then also the ex-boyfriend, he seemed really confident that she's okay. Not I hope she's okay, but he seems to be like, nah, she's fine. Almost like
a money thing.
Huh?
I'm thinking they're raising that money. One of them are going to find her and get that money.
Oh, shit. True. Possible.
They're all too okay. They're too okay in my eyes. The girl and the boy,
Right. What do you think about the whole thing? What do you think about the whole sabotaging thing? So somebody's out there telling people, "Hey, don't report this," and supposedly to those signs that were taken down. What do you think about that?
Right. I think this is all ploy. I do. I think she's lied. And I think somebody's going to try to get that money.
Right.
Which she knows. So
well,
that's what I think. And I do hope she's live, but I hope they didn't do this on purpose,
All right. Gracias. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Oh, my chat just messed up. 818, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hi.
Am I on?
You're on. You're live. How you doing?
I called you a few days back. I think that's what's wrong with this country. People are all this innuendo and speculation and whatever. Why don't they go with what we do know? She called her mother. I called you a few days ago about this, and I still haven't changed on this. She called her mother shortly before, said she was on her way home, what time she could expect her, and she's been missing since. Doesn't it seem to like make more sense that she probably went off the road somewhere. It doesn't have to be in a body of water. Why do people keep saying this? Like that's the only right. You know, she could be off the side of the road. In fact, you showed on your channel the other day another girl that was missing for a month that they ended up finding her off the road with her dog. Remember? In that area. It's not, I mean, if we go with what we know, she called her mother, said, expect me home about whatever time, I'm leaving here shortly. So now all of a sudden she's, whatever, sex trafficked or pulled aside or given some drugs with fentanyl in it, and all this speculation. Where's the evidence for any of that? Like any of that? Did anybody see a struggle? Why throw all this into the game when it's I mean, it's the most logical thing is that she wrecked somewhere. Maybe she wasn't home. Maybe.
Can you turn on your TV? Can you turn on your TV in the background because it's like echoing kind of.
I mean, it just makes. Why don't you just use a little common sense and go down that road first? Because all this other TV? Stuff. I'm out of the room now. You can still hear it.
Okay, yeah, it's better now. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, why all this? Why go down all these? I mean, there are possibilities, but where's there any evidence? Like even with law enforcement, suggesting that possible abduction. Where's the evidence of that? Did anybody see anything?
No.
Any struggle? They didn't even see her leave. So
we haven't seen nothing.
And the car is missing. If somebody took her, they had to do something with the car.
We ain't seen shit.
Did anybody see any of this? I mean, it just makes a lot more sense that she got in the car and she wrecked. And she's down in a ditch somewhere somewhere those roads are dark. She's not that experienced of a driver. She was inebriated. So why not follow that fits with the facts of the case as we know it so far? Like I said, she called her mother. She was on her way home. That has been said since day one, I think. So why all this other crazy shit that gets into it's like everybody sensationalizes everything. Why doesn't that seem like the most logical and the most common sense? There's a possibility it's wrong, but it fits in with the facts that we know. Nobody saw any kind of struggle or sex traffickers or somebody, taking someone, abducting someone. And so why does law enforcement even throw this shit into the game? I mean, it just seems, it's ridiculous. All this is just wild. It just gets crazier by the day. And it's a good possibility, like I said, that she's wrecked somewhere. I even heard that there wasn't many helicopters out there looking. Like these people are all sitting around talking and speculating about this, that, the other scenario. Where's the evidence for any of that? Just any of that. Like I said, she was abducted by sex traffickers. She OD'd, and like I said, they keep saying, "Oh, the car is missing." That fits in a lot more with that she wrecked somewhere and she's in that vehicle than it does somebody taking her and trying to dispose of the car after. I just don't get it. Like, just use a little common sense.
Let me ask you something.
I mean,
let me ask you
remember my number. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm a psychic or anything, but she's going to be found wrecked in that car.
But how where's the evidence of that? Where's the evidence of that one?
The evidence of that is that she was on her way home. She was inebriated.
But that's it. Anything could happen. Anything could have happened on the way home. What's the evidence that she wrecked? Tell me the evidence of that.
Last minute, she told me.
Where that?
She was responsible enough to call home, though, right? And say, expect me at this time. So they're saying in that the little period of time before she left, that she all of a sudden decided, oh, F it, I'm going to, do some drugs and stay out. And, I mean, why would she have called home in the first place and say she was on her way home? That's the last thing we knew that she was intending to do. Not to stay over there overnight or get more loaded or whatever she was doing. So, I mean, there's more evidence pointing in that direction that she was heading home. That was the last thing we know. Then there is her just all of a sudden blowing that off and
all right, let me ask you one thing. Let me ask you your thoughts on this. So, in the press conference, right? They said, and I thought this was interesting. They said that it's described as looking for a needle in a haystack, but they don't even know where the haystack is at. That's worse than the analogy of needle in a haystack. They said they don't even know where the haystack's at.
Exactly. Which you just, goes more than what I'm saying. All these other things I just don't understand why people can't just apply just a little bit of common sense and then go that direction. And like I said, they should be out there searching we don't even know exactly what route she was taking, but why all this other wild, it's crazy things like, that might have happened that there's absolutely no basis for, no evidence for. And even I heard you say earlier about the drugs or the fentanyl or this and that. I mean, don't you think that if she got a hold of this, so she would have been the only one out of this big crowd of people that had a reaction or an OD or something like that,
right.
At the last minute when she was planning on leaving, she was all of a sudden switched something. That doesn't make any sense either. It really doesn't. Think about it.
Well, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it. Thank you for the call.
So I don't know.
And thank you for calling back, too. Appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I remember her from the other day. She called. Yeah, thank you for calling again. 434. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, it's Heffa.
Oh, Lord. No, just kidding. What's up? Thanks
I'm mad. I don't even know if 3 minutes is enough time to express to you how angry I am that you called Cheeks first, because now I have nothing to say.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Come on. You can do it. What do you think? You want me to ask you some stuff, or are you good?
No. I just want to ask actually the team something, because they were expressing how interested they were in Sammy and her timeline and the interviews that she had, but I was working, so I wasn't watching you all day. So last night, when I went over the timeline again, after texting her mom at 11:30, they went into the party and split up between 11:30 and 11:45ish, right?
Wait. Let me pull
the
up
way it was expressed.
Well, you can say it. I'm gonna pull it up too, so we can look at it as well.
Yeah, the way it was explained from another source who also had your face on there. She's awesome.
Amazing.
But I don't want to plug nobody else.
Who Tentalife? Tentalife?
No, Annie.
Yeah, that's
Tentalife. Yeah, Annie.
Yeah, she's amazing. She put in my video, everything. The other day, she put my video in.
She had your face really
on
there, and I was like, oh my God.
That's super nice.
Yeah,
of course.
she's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's dope. She's just more serious.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me?
But, so 10 to 10:30, I'm sorry, 11:30 to 11:45, they split up. At that point, it was explained that she went back to Kylie
Fox Nation presents two
and said, "You're drunk, so I found another ride home." How did she know she was drunk if they split up? They weren't together for her to watch how much she drank. She obviously went up to her and said, "I found another ride. Don't worry about it."
Because when they went to the car, she said that she could tell. At one point, they had.
But they went to the car at 11 o'clock, and then 11:30 they split up when they went back in. So she already knew she was going to get another ride before even acknowledging that Kylie was drunk.
Okay, let me. Okay, so let me read this real quick for the timeline.
Look at the little princess.
Later that day, Rodney, an early high school graduate, attends at an end of summer party with friends from high school near the Prosser Family Campground. Party escalates to 307 people, drugs, adults, blah blah blah. Rodney has enough drinks to become drunk, according to her friend and another recent graduate, Sammy Smith. So I'm guessing they're talking about Megs and Sammy, who added that she did not believe Rodney would have driven under the circumstances. Rodney texts her mother at 11:30, saying she's planning on leaving the campground at 12:15. I asked her to be safe, Rodney's mother said in an interview. Rodney speaks with a friend and family shortly after midnight. Her phone turns off at 12:33. This didn't really explain.
Okay. There's something there's something that's missing there that we just saw last night.
So that one doesn't have it yet. But so at 11:30, between 11 and 11:30, they charge her phone. Charges phone with Sammy, discusses Kylie driving Sammy home. This is the time too, around that time where she texted the mother. And supposedly, I thought when they were in the vehicle, that's when she had realized that Kylie's too drunk and that she's not going to drive. And then so they say goodbye at 12:25. And then supposedly Kylie calls Sammy again, and I thought within that call she asked her supposedly, which I thought was weird as hell.
Either way,
Kylie's asking Sammy
that's
if you're
what
okay
I'm
to
saying.
drive.
If your friend told you, thank you. If your friend told you I got to ride home, Why are you calling to confirm that? Especially if you're drunk. If you're that drunk.
They were both drunk, they're saying. Sammy was drunk too, I think. And God knows what else they were on. But yeah.
If Sammy told her, I got a ride, have fun, whatever time they split, why would Kiely call Sammy to see if she needs a ride? She's supposed to know already before that.
Right.
I don't know. I feel funny about Sammy, guys.
Oh no. A lot of people do, though. A lot of people do. It's kind of hot earlier today,
yesterday I was
Discord.
like, I'll leave the poor girl alone because I didn't know the timeline.
I mean,
I thought she was just a concerned young lady, like, oh my God, I left her drunk and we have to find her. But I don't know. So, I don't know. She already planned on getting a ride before she knew she was drunk. And then Kiely called her and said, hey, do you need a ride? Why would you call your friend to ask her if she needs a ride if you were told that already? I think it's
Well, I thought
fishy.
it was weird too, because I thought Sammy had said too that, like, I thought it was this 1236 call. I thought that Sammy had said that Kiely called her asking, hey, are you okay? Like, did you get a ride? Or like, are you? And she's like, no, I got a ride. I'm good. How is the one that's so drunk and completely intoxicated and inebriated calling the other one that's more within their minds? Like, hey, are you okay? You're good you need a ride?
Exactly my point, Mel.
That was a little weird.
It's exactly my point. And then it's her and apparently both of their exes that are going to find them. That's the message I got from when they interviewed her ex-boyfriend, not her ex-boyfriend in Reno, the one that claimed he was still seeing her. Do you recall that?
Yeah, the reporter.
He said, well, it's going to be us 2 or 3 that's going to find her.
Right. He seemed confident too. And the thing is too, from what the reporter told me yesterday, Katie Forrester, she said that this guy apparently was telling the news that they were boyfriend girlfriend. But the mother said they're not boyfriend girlfriend. So I don't know.
I don't think they're looking into Sammy's. She's saying too much. She thinks she's helping, but she's saying too much. But
Amanda.
It doesn't add up.
Okay.
And they really should pull her phone records and ask what did you. I don't know. It's okay. I think my 3 minutes are up. But I just wanted to get the opinion of the team.
Appreciate the call.
I love you, Mel.
Love you too. We'll talk. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. 682. I'm sorry, guys. I also go call it. 682. How you doing? Where you're calling from? And Vita, I'm looking for your email. I don't see it yet. Is it?
Hi, Mel.
Oh, I see it, Vita. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. Calling from Fort Worth.
Thanks for calling. Fort Worth. Okay. Texas? Or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Amazing. How's it going? What are you thinking?
I just wanted to say that I know there was a call a couple of days ago from somebody talking about Adventures with Purpose.
Right.
I watch them all the time too. And one thing that they need to note when they're looking for the car underwater is that the newer vehicles don't show up like older vehicles do. The reason for that is because the longer the vehicle's in the water, the more silt that goes over the car, so it makes it more visible. But when it's new, it just shows up like flashes of light under the water. So if they don't know what they're looking for, or they're not very experienced in underwater searches, they might totally miss that. Also, if the car's upside down, it's not going to look like it would sitting up.
Oh, I didn't think about that too.
I think she's in the water.
Did you see the post that we talked about earlier in the stream where they said that they're doing something now, but I think that once they're done, if she's still missing, they'll pass through California. Adventures of Purpose said that.
I did not see that, but that would be so helpful because, I mean, they're going to be there to volunteer. They don't charge anything.
Right.
They're really good at what they do. And if they do see something under the water, they go over it multiple times. And then if they think it might be a vehicle, but they're not sure, they take a magnet and try to like link to the vehicle or whatever it is. If they still can't figure it out what it is, they dive to look. So it would be really helpful to have them because I'm pretty sure she's going to be under the water. If you look at the map of the campsite and you go to like towards to exit and then there's like a T or it tees off in front of them or of the road, if you go to the left and you follow that all the way around, there's a ramp
to the water,
straight into the water. So
I think they've been searching that.
So they might be looking.
I thought they've been searching that place pretty hard. That Prosser Reservoir.
Yeah, they did say I mean, even Sammy said that they've been searching that, but that's why I thought I'd mention that if it's a newer vehicle, it doesn't show up like a car that's been under the water longer, and it depends on the current of the water too. It could be a little further down than where they're looking. They specifically, when they do sonar, they just look within what the area that they think the vehicle will float to. But if it's a light enough vehicle, like a CRV is, it could possibly float a little further.
Right. So, well, that's what I was wondering too. I mean, I don't know how that stuff works, but I was like, if somebody just drives into the water, wouldn't they be like right at the very beginning part of it, or like not that far in, all the way to the middle?
You would think so, but it just depends on how light the vehicle is. Sometimes it can go in and just stop right there. If it's heavier or an older vehicle, it could, just be heavier, so it sinks. But usually it goes out, and then if the current picks it up, it'll float for a little bit before it lands.
Okay.
So, but right there where it says the Prosser Lake Reservoir, that's a boat ramp right there.
Right. Yeah. I know they've been, pretty sure they've been here. I've seen pictures and stuff. And
yeah.
I don't know. But
and
there
you can
is
see
a bunch
how
of
shallow it is to the left, but then it gets deeper.
Right. I thought I read it goes like 70-something feet deep. I thought I read that. That's
pretty deep.
Yeah.
Pretty deep. If they don't have their settings right on their sonar machine, it could not pick it up either. So, anyways, I just thought I'd mention that. But I've been watching you since the Petito case, so you're doing a great job.
Amazing. Thanks. Appreciate you still watching and supporting.
Thanks. Right. Bye-bye.
Bye. I want to play a real quick clip, and then we'll get to the next call. But Amanda Vita has a YouTube channel. I'm a little distorted here. Hold on a second. Amanda Vita. I'll plug in. So I'm going to put her in the description. You guys can check out her channel. I'm going to add it to the description here. You can throw it in the chat too if you want her channel. But this is a video, I guess, short clip of fights at Prosser Family Campgrounds. The friendly fights. We're just going to fight for fun. Amanda. Damn, I can't do nothing right now. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Thank you for sending that. See what it is. Look, I glanced at it a little bit kind of quick. And for the people that are holding on the line, just check this video out too, because maybe you can comment on this too, once we start talking.
Hey everybody, this video is the only video that we have found of the party that Kiely was at the Prosser Family Campgrounds. This video was taken by her friend Sammy Smith in what appears to be one of the quote-unquote friendly fights that they had at these parties.
That's some cult shit.
Party that Kiely...
And it's like so dark out there. There's some weird shit. It reminds me of like a Requiem of a Dream or something. I know it's kind of like way out there, but like, is that the movie Requiem of a Dream? Like, it's kind of weird, yo. I mean, I don't know. When I was partying back in the day, there's lights, there's music. We're at like a place, there's air conditioning and shit. I know I get this. They say this thing is normal out there. I don't know, standing in complete darkness, like sweating. All right, we're going to fight. It's just weird. Oh, and he's screaming too. Look at this shit. I've never seen this. Is he yelling? What is this shit? And what is this light in the background? This I guess I don't know what that is. Let's slow it down. Can we play it slower? This weirdo shit. What is this? Cult shit. That's why people kept saying cult in the chat. I thought it was a joke. I mean, I know I'm sure this is, I don't know, this is probably normal, but for me, from the outside looking in, this looks crazy as hell. That now I understand what this guy was talking about on Discord this morning. Now I understand. Because I seen the picture. I don't think I've ever seen this. That's just kind of weird. Yeah, he's yelling. Is this before the fight starts? Like they do like some sort of like establishment of dominance or something, like a mating call, or like some sort of like, you know. Initiation fights? Bro, I don't know what the hell these kids doing these days. Honestly, bro, shit. Well, thank you for the video, man. I appreciate that. Shit, I almost kind of want to leave that looping in the background. We'll just get the views up for the video. But yeah, check her out on YouTube. Amanda S. Vita. Thank you for sending that and emailing me that. Okay. And a bunch of people, I think, hung up the phone, which is fine. 254, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel, what's up? It's Texas. It's Amanda.
Who's this?
It's Amanda from the other day.
Amanda. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I see you in the chat all the time. How you doing? Talk to me.
So, I'm not going to ramble on and go over, the whole, I'll try to stay within the 3-minute mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go on something I meant to bring up the other day, and that's a boy named Kendrick Johnson. He was found in that gym mat down there in Georgia.
Yeah.
And he was murdered. And to this day, those poor kids, they got away with murder. So I'm just going to remind everybody of that one. Okay. I brought up in chat earlier the GoFundMe. It's at $150,000.
Well,
somebody named Amy.
They moved it up. The goal, they moved it up, to 150.
Okay, for what? Reward? PI? So just going to put that out there.
Yeah, I don't know if they...
Okay. So when I called in the other day, my theory, based on, somewhat of Sammy in her interview, her slipping up, talking about they left that party. I'm still convinced that if you're going to leave a party in the woods, you're going to go to a house party. That'd be the only other place to me that you'd take off and dip to. So
party, yeah.
I feel like whoever those, if you got privileged kids up there, you got college kids up there, who got scholarships to lose? Whose house did they take off to? Okay, that's what the cover-up would be for, is whoever they're covering for or that house because of the liability. Even though they say they're not concerned about the drugs and the alcohol use, the cops may not be. Their focus is to find Kiely. Okay? But I think the cover-up thing is because I hate to keep on bringing up, other cases, the Gabby's case. A lot of people, I am not Sammy, y'all, don't do that. And I'm not an expert.
Sammy.
But hear me out on this. People learned from Gabby's case. They took notes, right? You need time to destroy evidence. So I'm just going to put that out there. If it was alcohol or OD, it's common. You got a whole bunch of people partying. It's not uncommon for alcohol poisoning or an overdose. And with it being so common, they could have just left her in her car to just be found the next day. I mean, they could have. They did not. Those are red flags. So I don't feel like, okay, and if it's fentanyl or something like that, if there's bad drugs there, again, a party of 300 people, how come Kiely would be the only one who'd be messed up by bad drugs? I mean, usually with fentanyl, don't you have multiple people? Because of batches.
All right,
So,
unless somebody
I'm gonna bring up
purposely
something else.
gave one bad something to her, targeted her. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
you would
I mean,
think
they could have, and they could have, and that's where I'm going to bring up one other point that I don't know if I've heard it or, heard it much on other channels or other chat or whatnot, but as far as the timeline and confirming her, we know law enforcement put the photo out about her being at the gas station, right? How do we know she made it to the party? Do we know that? It says her phone pinged at the campground, okay? But it's just based on her friends, Sammy, Mags. Who else has come out and said who confirmed she made it to the party? That phone pinged there, but that doesn't mean that Sammy didn't take the phone to the campground.
Right.
So it could ping there. I mean, we don't know if she ever even made it there. And so I think it's key that law enforcement put out that photo for the gas station. Because, like I said, we don't know if she made it to the party. And, y'all, I'm still just convinced that there's a second. They left there to go to a house party. And, like, something bad happened there. Because I just don't see the whole cover-up and the secrecy thing over, you know, an alcohol poisoning or an OD thing. If it was an accident in a house, they could have called 911 to try to help her or something like that. But I think it's more, she's a 16-year-old kid and something bad happened at a house, and it's either the house that's involved or the people that are involved is why there's such the secrecy and the cover-up. And I'm sorry, I just keep going back to poor Kendrick Johnson down there in Georgia. Them freaking kids got away with murder. To this day, nobody's been charged in that. And there were parents that were allegedly, you know, supposedly involved in that case. So, you know, that to me, it's key that her vehicle and her are missing. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm sus on, did she even originally make it to the party in the woods, or was that just her phone? Because if we're only going off of Sammy and Mags, then we don't even know she made it there. And I just don't understand what...
Ronnie said his cousin saw her supposedly out there. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that is true. Okay, so at least she made it there. But still, when I called in
saw it look like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're for sure, but
yeah. Well, I mean, maybe she did make it to that party. But when I called in the other day, I pointed out on that interview, you know, I don't know the timestamp anymore since that, you know, video, he shortened it or whatever. But what caught my attention was because Sammy was talking about how the party got so big, and when she said vacation homes, she said there's so many people coming here because why not to party? Okay, and then it was just so close after that that she starts, you know, going back and forth about, we went back and forth to the car, and that's when she said she texted her mom, but she was still in the group of friends. It's key. Why are you texting mom when you still with the group of friends? So I think that's when they left that party. It's the second house or something.
Yeah.
And who's not to say that Jagger wasn't at that house party?
Oh shit.
Who has confirmed where Jagger's been?
Oh shit. Right.
And I think the jewelry thing is just for the parents to be looking for, or in case, you know, they just like chunk the jewelry on the road. But I don't think they do that. If they're going through all the trouble to be so secret and, only talk to kids, and, you know, they hit her car. So, yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate the call, yeah.
Yep, appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Thanks. Okay, 623, how you doing? We're calling from?
Okay, hi, I'm calling from Glendale, Arizona.
Thank you for holding.
Arizona, whatever.
Okay,
yeah. I like to read the transcript when I watch the video because it kind of like, I don't know, just gives me like a visual, like physical thing. And so there's a couple things that I noticed that are like really like
Prosser late.
critical.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them starts at the point where she was like finding a ride or whatever. So first of all, Sammy says, one sec. She says, at the end of the party, let me see, hold on. 1 second.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just, okay, let me just sum it up. So basically she said that when she was leaving, she found Kiely and she told her she loved her and that she was leaving and to have fun at the party. That's like, right? And then she says that she called her, Kiely called her while she was in the car. So if she had told her she loved her and she was gonna, you know, she had a ride, that she loved her to have fun at the party, then why would she have called her? And then another thing is that she said, I was under the impression that she was going to sleep there. So what do you mean, like, you were under the impression she was going to sleep there if you knew she called her mom? And I'm reading the transcript, so that's how I keep seeing that. But she says it was not known that anyone was going to give her a ride home when she was not. She called me when she was not in a car. I could hear people at the party, people talking in the background, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's just kind of weird that she was like saying that she was supposed to sleep at the party, or
I think she was saying that because we had like a couple of calls. Like there were some local people that said, or some parent or somebody called and said that like sometimes those kids just stay out there the entire night when they're too like messed up or whatever.
But she had called her mom.
I know. Saying that she was
Sammy knew that she was leaving. She was leaving too, because then she was going to leave with her initially.
Because
I wonder why she said no, why she didn't give her a ride, like before she was drunk, because she got drunk randomly, like within 10 minutes. So, you know what I mean? Why? I wonder if Kiely said no, or if she really didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the reason for them not to ride together?
Sammy had said that Kiely was too drunk.
But before that, so let's say this, she asked Kiely for a ride, right? And then she wasn't drunk at that time, though. You know what I'm saying?
I think she was.
There's a reason why she was.
I think that's what the story is. She's claiming that she was.
Yeah, that's just really confusing. But I mean, she had asked her. I mean, there's just something weird. You know your friends. You know if they're drunk. I don't know.
Right.
She says that she knew Kiely wasn't in the car, and it's like, how did you know that? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe somebody like took her car or something and just left her there. Because how else would she know, like, she didn't get a ride or get driven home? I don't know. It's just really weird. But, yeah, that's what I've noticed.
It is strange.
That she said she loved her and to have fun at the party, and then she called her in the car. And I thought that was, like, really weird. And that's the part where she chokes up on the interview, too. It's just really weird, and I just hope, like, these girls and that boy don't have nothing to do with it, because that's just awful. Like, this girl was... I just feel like maybe they were jealous of her, too, because she was already in college. Why is this girl hanging out with her if she's 2 years older, 3 years older than her? Like, I don't know. I hope nothing bad happens to her. And
well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate the call.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
The timeline. What did Sammy say? 970, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Colorado, this is James.
Hey, James, and thank you for holding.
Hey, yeah, bro. First of all, the whole fight thing.
Yeah,
the whole thing that people are making a big deal of that. When I was a teenager, me and my buddies would get gloves and we would fight each other just for fun, for competition. That guy yelling in that video, it's a primal scream. It's competition.
Primal thing. Yeah,
it's the man coming out. It's like, come on, let's go. Even though it's friendly competition. But anyway,
so you guys would. But the thing about that, I thought it was because I wonder if those kids that were doing the fighting and people local have called and said that is normal. So like, I guess like, you guys get coked up and you're drinking and like taking ecstasy and then you put on gloves and fight.
Yeah. Well, we didn't take ecstasy and all that. We drink, but we would. I had gloves. I had boxing gloves. I was in boxing.
I wonder if the guys there that were fighting were high, or maybe they weren't high. Maybe they were just doing that part.
It could be.
Maybe they
I
weren't.
think that's just fun competition, something to do out there, Anyway, that American Dreams interview with Sam?
Mm-hmm.
This could be a small thing. It could be a big thing. It's probably not a big thing, but I just noticed something. It's a little thing. But when she's talking about getting the ride, right? She's talking about talking to Kiely, wanting to get a ride, and at the end of that snippet, through the whole interview, she's articulate. She's talking, right through. Then at that point where she says, and after we got out of the car, went back in the party to find another ride, she goes, so that we could. Oh, I'm sorry, my mind. She was going to say something, but she was like, should I say this? I don't know. It could be nothing, but maybe it's something. But she kind of stopped herself. I don't know what. It was kind of weird to me. Like I said, it could be nothing. But
right.
I don't know. You might want to watch that part again. It's kind of weird that she kind of stopped herself, like so that we could. And then the interviewer didn't expand on it. So that you could what? What were you going to say?
Right.
I don't know. It's just something strange. Anyway, that's all I had.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for calling. Yeah, a lot of people are saying the fight thing is normal. Like it's not kids fighting. Let's see. Okay, 360. How you doing? Where you calling from? I'll play this clip here too.
Hi, I'm calling from Washington State. My name is Maria. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Hi.
Hey, welcome.
This
Thanks
is
for
my
calling.
first time calling.
Oh, appreciate
Hi.
that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Bless you. I love your show. I've
Thanks.
been watching since Gabby Petito. I have to say, I think like a lot of people who maybe spend a bit too much time following the news and following the various the darker aspects of society as they unfold and as they're treated in the media and in law enforcement. Sometimes things start to seem like a big psyop, and you don't want to go down the Alex Jones route and say everything's that way. But I hear some people saying that there's a weirdness about this. Just there was a weirdness about Gabby Petito. There were so many failings. And so in the vein of, I'm just going to offer some very weird ideas out here, okay?
Let's do it.
To be a part of this all. I've heard people in the chat mentioning the dates. They're saying this is the anniversary of Gabby Petito. The 12th, in fact, was the anniversary of the traffic stop. Other people are talking about the anniversary of the Manson murders, and that's true, August 9th. There's something going on here in mid-August that I want to point out to people, and just if they want to go down that rabbit hole, they can. Not endorsing it, but the armchair detective, I'm sure a lot of people follow him. He's kind of shadow banned on YouTube, but he's got a big following, and he's done a deep dive into Nicole Kessinger's role in Chris Watts' case, and in fact, that murder occurred on August 13th.
Oh.
Now, Nicole Kessinger and Tend to Life, sorry, what's her name?
Annie. Tend to Life. Annie.
Okay, yeah, she mentioned this as well briefly in a recent video on Nicole Kessinger updated video. That Nicole Kessinger was involved. There's evidence, this is for real, with the Ordo Templi Orientis, which is a sex magic cult that was basically taken over by Aleister Crowley. It's the Eastern Order of the Templars, and it comes out of Eastern Europe. The Nazi Party was involved with it. Walter von Braun, the Nazi engineer, was involved in it. Jack Parsons, the famous eccentric inventor of jet propulsion fuel for rocket ships. Anyway, so they have a feast. This is where I'll leave it. They have a very strange ritual. You can look them up online. First of all, let me just say they practice the art of Thelema, which their motto is love is the law, love under will. And it's they have a ritual that they practice on August 12th every year called the Feast of the Prophet and His Bride. And the armchair detective has done a lot of research into the involvement of Nicole Kessinger in this cult, and having been in contact, phone calls with her guru, both before and after the murders of the Watts family, girls and wife. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If people are curious about mid-August and possibly sacrificial murders and cult stuff, maybe if it doesn't relate to this case, but if anybody has that inclination. Ordo Templi Orientis.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
love your show.
I didn't know all those things were happening in August. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. crazy. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the chat is just hilarious. I'm looking, I'm just like, oh my God. 513, how you doing? Where you calling from? Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by.
Hi.
Hi.
I am also calling from Washington State. My name is Maddie.
Maddie, that's my daughter's name. Madison, but yeah. Nice.
Oh, mine is Madeline.
Oh, okay, nice. How are you?
Anyways, that's good. How are you? I've
Good.
also been following you since Petito, so
Amazing.
very happy.
So nice. Thank you.
Yeah. The biggest red flag to me that I heard, I think yesterday, is that someone brought up that Sammy and Kiely aren't following each other on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's just odd because if my best friend and I didn't follow each other on Instagram, that would be weird. Like, there would have to be something that went down where, like,
Right.
we unfollowed each other. Like, there has to be some drama there that we don't know about, because that's just odd. Why would she be leading a search committee to somebody she doesn't even follow on Instagram?
Right.
That's just the one thing to me I just don't understand.
I think that's odd too. And then the fact that Annie was saying that the ex and Sammy, I think, follow each other, but Sammy doesn't follow Kiely or whatever. So
Right, but also if they're really exes, why would she talk to him before she's going to the party? You know, like if they were talking that day and he was like, "Be safe," you know, maybe there's still something going on there. You know.
right. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. I mean, I hope she's fine. And
Me too.
is safe and everything.
Definitely.
Doing you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Oh shoot, almost hung up on myself here. 10 to Life, what's up? Thank you for being in the chat, and thank you for the shout out the other day. She was just live too, watching silently, but I had to comment. I do not endorse that theory. My Nicole video was entirely unrelated. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I never excuse me. I never followed that story. I know it was like a really big popular story, and I was somewhat kind of joking around with the video of these kids in the dark with this stuff. They say that those lights were lightsabers, or not lightsabers, glow sticks or whatever it is. It does look odd to me though when I'm looking at this video. Like, I don't know, but maybe it's just, I don't know, competitive relations between these kids or whatever. I don't know, whatever they call it. 608, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, you're good. I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, no problem. I just wanted to throw out a couple of different theories and other people have been throwing out there. Started watching yesterday into the crime stuff.
Yeah, tell me what you think.
But yeah, this is way far out there. I don't expect anybody to jump on this train. I don't kind of believe this myself, but like maybe she just wanted to get away from it all, and maybe she just hightailed it with somebody else, you know?
I think some people have thought that.
State.
I thought it was, I really thought it was weird when the ex, I don't know if you saw that clip where he was like, he seemed confident that she was okay, and he was looking in, I guess, Reno for her, and like, he just seemed like almost as if she had done this before, or just that like he knew more than he was saying that she'd be all right, that she's fine. I don't know. That's what I took.
Yeah, that would definitely depend on the relationship they had, because what a lot of people that call in don't understand is these are still, in a sense, kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they only going to hold for so long. So like, let's say they were guilty, because a lot of people keep assuming they're guilty. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I don't know about everybody else, but if, you know, you shoving a camera in basically kids' face, and, you know, they might act nervous. You know, they don't know how to react, you know. So there might be some nervousness to them, but I don't think, I want to get that out of the way. I don't think they have anything to do with it, because somebody would have said something by now or gave some piece of evidence. And my second theory is that the fact that the car is gone. Now, I would have to assume that everybody in that state is aware of this case. Well, for the most part, most people in that state at least are aware of the case. I think that it could be a possibility that maybe somebody from the party, some people from the party wasn't from that area or that state, or, you know, somebody might have drove the car in another state.
Right.
They might be looking in all the wrong places. Now, we don't know where that car could be, what state it could be, but, you know, it's a car. It shouldn't be that hard to, you know, if somebody was going to get rid of a body, you just stash it in the woods or, you know, some kind of area like that, unknown, in this location. But yeah, that's just, and I want to throw this out there right quick before I go. The lady that called about the Kendrick Johnson, now this is just my take on that. I know this has nothing to do with the conversation, but there's no evidence to prove that he's been murdered, because I used to think the same thing, like he was murdered. But there's just, this case has been going on for years, and with all the evidence we do have, it's proven that he most likely just died trying to get his shoes out of the mat.
What was the whole thing with the organs and all that?
The organs, yeah, that's just a case of people not doing their job right. Because if you really think like logically, you would have to have so many people that's like willing to get rid of a body. I'm talking about the forensics team. I'm talking about the FBI, the cops. All these people are getting paid, and nobody is saying nothing just to hide a body. Who would be willing to go through that length? That's not the kind of, like, you know, that's just a little far-fetched. Sometimes just with Lisa Lamb, you know, you have cases like that, you know, it's hard to comprehend because we don't have, you know, we just, our brain can't process it. But she most likely jumped in there by herself, you know. There was nobody on the cameras but her. You know, it's just a case of mishap, and sometimes things happen. And most, I won't say most. I'll say there's a few cases, a good handful of cases out there that's just we haven't solved, but it's just due to accidents, you know.
Right.
And that's just my take.
All right, man. Well, thank you.
But yeah, man. Well, thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Thanks. Okay, we're down to 2 more callers. We're catching up. Gonna clear. I'll play the Sammy clip again, just the one small portion of it with regards to the fight. But like, I thought last night's calls were pretty good, especially like the local person that called in, explaining some of the partying stuff out there that's kind of normal, and the drug stuff out there that's normal, and the fights thing that are normal. We had a couple people call and say that stuff is, I guess, is normal over there, besides people disappearing. 305, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mel, how's it going, man? It's Ralph again, man.
What's up, man?
The reason why, hey, what's up, dude? Hey,
you got me.
I was looking at a clip from CBS. CBS, I think it's CBS. Hold on, I'll tell you now. Give me just a moment. From Fox Sporting News, when the boyfriend and the friend searched for the missing teen clip.
Yeah.
It pretty much said that that Kiely has gone plenty of times to Reno.
Right. Right.
She's been plenty of times to Reno, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my belief is I don't think she's in California, dude. I think she's somewhere else. I think she's somewhere in Nevada. Personally. Now another thing that I wanted
like
to
willingly
mention
you
is
think,
that
or you think like willingly, or you don't know, like run away or just whatever. Regardless,
that part I have no idea. That
Right.
part I'm not going to go and assume here.
Okay.
I don't know, but I'm say probably 90% that she's not in California. Now, I wanted to find out if law enforcement did verify any traffic cameras on Highway 89, since it was mentioned by Sammy during her interview with that gentleman.
Oh, American Dream Chaser. Yeah, I thought Sammy said there's not that many cameras, right, along the way, or.
Right, she said there wasn't that much cameras along the way, only on Highway 89.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to know if law enforcement did check those traffic cameras, since our time frame from the last time she was spoken to and last seen, like around 12:36, from 12:36 to like 9 o'clock in the morning. There's a 9-hour gap there.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to mention, but I don't think she's in California, dude.
Okay. And I thought it was interesting too that, like, I don't know, because I remember supposedly I thought it was said that Mags, or I don't know if Sam said it or Mags herself said it, that she had hung out with Kiely earlier that day, that Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah. August 5th. Yeah. But then also when the boyfriend did the interview, that girl that was with him had said that they had hung out earlier that day. That chick and Kiely. So I don't know which is true, or did she hang out with both of them, or like what's the deal with that? You know, I don't know.
Exactly.
So,
That's exactly what I wanted to mention. I think there's 3 people or 4 people involved, and it's going to be within. I don't want to mention names, but I think we have an idea of who might be involved and know about her whereabouts.
Yeah. All right, Ralph, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, dude.
Thanks, dude.
All right, take care, man. That's Ralph on the check-in. 407. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Valid Cheeks.
Cheeks, you called back. I didn't recognize this. I wasn't paying attention, man. I'm zoned out.
I know you aren't. Listen. First of all, the young lady who called earlier, I thought I spoke fast. You could not get a word in edgewise.
She called in the other day.
Everybody in the chat was, yeah, I heard. I told you, I've been lurking, so I've been listening. I know she called the other day. But my God, somebody needs to call in and check and make sure that she's okay. Because,
yeah, she felt, she was, sounded like she was really, it's really affecting her, it seems like.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm going to leave it at that.
She's turned up, too. She's not playing. She turned up.
What?
Going off on everybody. Yeah, snapping.
And it was just really bad because at the same time I'm listening to her and I'm like, Cuddy, you're telling us that there's no proof to the things that we're speculating, but there's no proof to what you're also speculating. It's not common sense, but again, I don't want to start no beef, so I'm a LIG it, let it go. The second thing is the gentleman that called before, hate to bust your bubble, baby, but Kendrick wasn't a cover-up. That case, I want to calm down because I don't want to sound like the lady before because the Kendrick case it's always bugged me. That boy was murdered. It's no, there's no way, there's no theories around it. Those kids did get away with murder, and that's just what that is. But
did they ever have suspects, or they never had like any suspects, official suspects on that, or no?
So apparently there was some video.
Right.
Of a couple of teens who were going into the gym, into the locker room. And pretty much from there, I don't know what happened because the news outlets were only showing a small snippet of it. And then all of a sudden he's rolled up in a mat. I mean, again, that Kendrick case, it doesn't fit well with me. And then his organs went missing. My mom used to date a funeral home director, and I asked him about that, and he's like, I mean, yeah, you remove them and it's, a hollow cavity. Why was he stuffed? If it's not so much about the organs, just the disrespect to that boy's body, to his family. You stuff his body with newspaper. That is just the most disrespectful shit I could ever think of. That whole entire case is just it blows my mind. I don't want to hear anything about it. There is no theories. Kendrick was murdered and somebody got away with murder. There was possibly a cover up. I don't know. Everything isn't out there, but again, I digress. I don't want to go on a tangent. The main reason why I called solely though was because that lady had all of us thrown off. All of us thrown off. Because Jesus. I was just like, oh my God, like my anxiety went up. Everybody else in the chat was like, bro, I'm drinking and I'm dizzy. I was like, Jesus. I had to walk away
she's
from
cool,
a minute.
man.
And then
she's cool. She's with the channel now,
I
man.
believe she's cool.
We're bringing her on with the channel now. Yo, she's a part of the team
I'm
now.
not going to sit here and say that she's not cool, but
We already
baby
got
is ramped up. She was definitely giving me Cheeks vibes whenever I'm emotionally involved in a case. I get it.
Yeah, there's a nickname too, but I'm not going to say it, but it was kind of funny. But she's riding with us now, man. I want her to call back.
I believe it. But I feel like there was. I had mentioned it in the chat. So I know that these are friendly fights. That Lord of the Flies situation that you just showed. But my question is this: was it possible? And somebody else had said that they had thought about it too. What if she was involved in a friendly fight with the female and it went awry? Like that could be a possibility too. I told you at this point, I don't know what the hell is going on.
The one lady that called last night, she said the girls don't fight. That's what the lady said last night.
I mean, I get that girls don't fight, but I mean, girls fight. I mean, I fought
the
in
fight
the
club.
ninth grade. Like,
yeah,
girls fight. But
yeah, maybe, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I get it. and I get that you're saying that girls don't fight, but remember, these aren't just your local girls. Remember, everybody was coming from everywhere. So you don't know what kind of shit the next bitch is on. You don't. So did you girls may not have fought, but this might have been that one-off chance that some girls couldn't fight, and that's what it was. Or maybe even she might have been drunk, stumbled into a fight, and got involved that way, and it might have been a complete tragic accident. I don't know. Mel, I'm just here for the ride. As long as you covering it, that's how I'm gonna catch up on this case. But I ain't got no speculations. But it's just the friend circle shit. The gentleman beforehand, I believe you said his name was Ralph. I think he's onto something. I think we all know who's involved. We're just waiting for the details to come out. Because have they checked Sammy's phone, especially for her to be spearheading this?
I don't know that I haven't heard that they had. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but they haven't announced or said anything about that.
Okay. Well, like I said, that's the only reason why I wanted to call you, because baby was going in. She was going faster than I've ever spoken in my 34 years of life. Because I was like, damn, I was trying to catch up, but then I had to take a break mentally because I was like, ooh, she going too fast. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go so you can play the clip. Like I said, I'm still riding out. I love you guys in the chat.
Appreciate you, Chief.
All right, bye.
Amazing. Okay, last caller. Last call for alcohol. 402, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, am I on right now?
You're on. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. I'm new to your channel, and you're amazing. So,
appreciate it.
Yeah, you do a great job with so much of these things. I just wanted to point out some crazy, simple facts. If you've seen persons per year, there's like 600,000 people that go missing. You go into this, just into how many people go missing in certain areas. And then, of course, there are cults. And so that's kind of, everybody's like, oh, she's off the, she's crazy. Well, if you think about what's really going on right now, it's a possibility. Now, the fight thing, girls do fight, and they can be super mean, really mean, like I think worse than guys are with each other. And so the fighting and friendly fights and playing that off, yet the police are interested in the fight. So obviously I think there's footage of something going on there, possibly. And not sure what that would be about. Number one, I just hope this girl is, going to be okay and comes back, and it's just a great story and she's okay. But you think about how many people go missing a year, and there are psyops that are played out on us all the time. And I know this is going to sound really crazy, but we are, the AI is what, everything we put out there and into the AI, artificial intelligence, is what it's being created. And so I'm always wondering sometimes with these possible psyops, when there's that many people that go missing a year. I mean, just in California alone, there's like 20,000 missing people. And then one case gets, so much attention compared to all these other cases. Not that she's not a great gal, I'm sure she is.
Right.
I think it's very interesting. These cases get, like even Gabby, Petito case. I mean, that just blew up.
Right.
And there's so many people that go missing every year. Now, I want to make sure that, just facts. I had a stalker for 15 years.
15
it took
years?
That person.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. No.
Holy crap.
I know. I had to go to court, and it was so creepy. My little girl answered the phone, and he saw me drive by when I had my baby blue powdered Mustang, and he was a freak, and I had no idea. Even when I went to court and the police officer took a Polaroid of him after having like 3 successful phone traps, and then he paid back all the restitution, and then he ended up hanging himself. But I had no idea who this person was. So the cop came over and showed me it before I went to court, because he started showing up, like he was calling me, and then he was, being very demanding. He was in my bushes. My neighbors were seeing him on my, in the bushes. All these things were happening, but it took that much time before he got the courage up to call me at my business line, end up getting, a place next to mine in this like little rented out 1-bedroom apartment. It was like a movie. It was so creepy. So, I mean, there are stalkers out there, and you can easily have a stalker and have absolutely no clue who that is. I had no idea. And to this day, I just don't wish that upon anybody. And girls are crazy mean. And I've had fights with girls, not that but they can be crazy mean. So, I mean, there's always that too. I mean, don't discount that. And then the Manson thing, and this time of year, and the cult, and that being out there in the like that. I think that's really weird. I mean, those glow sticks and that video you showed, that's very interesting. Why aren't they afraid of bears? I was looking at how many people, how many bear attacks there are out there. And there's kids that go out there and do this. That's just crazy to me. But I mean, it could have been so easily where somebody was watching her and they got into her vehicle and, it's horrible, but could have, suffocated her, shut off her phone and took off. And who knows where in the world it could be, or she could be, or whoever it is that did this. Or she's at the stage in her life where she could have been pregnant. And this is an elaborate thing because she's pregnant and doesn't know what to do. And she's got all this in front of her, and she's got to make some big decisions. And now the boyfriend's saying, she spent time with me, and I'm Reno. And then there is trafficking. That really freaks me out too, because people don't realize that the law can be involved with trafficking as well. Human trafficking does involve police that are dirty. A lot of people that shouldn't be in it are, and it happens to the craziest of people. And there's groomers. Usually most women groom girls to do this rather than guys. That just is what it is. So human trafficking is absolutely horrific as well. Now, Crime Stories Obsessed, if you go and look at her page, she's in the UK. She just posted a really interesting thing with pictures that was posted. I'd definitely go take a look at it. It's Crime Stories Obsessed, and she's got pictures. The reason why I brought up the cult thing was because the pictures that she posted is by by a tombstone, and she's wearing just a little lingerie thing, and she's a beautiful girl. They're all beautiful. But there's also a picture, it looks like a pentagram or maybe a game of some cultish game maybe. I'm not sure. It's a blurry picture. But it looks like she's by a tombstone, and then there's this weird game, and then there's pictures of the girls, and then there's a picture of a text message going back and forth to each other. So I think Crime Stories Obsessed UK, that's worth looking into. I think that's just, just remember, we are programming the AI. The artificial intelligence is real. There are psyops. There are so many people that go missing a year, yet some cases get all this attention. I hope she's found. Human trafficking is terrible. Groomers are usually women. And don't, discount the fact that fights can go wrong, and something, as simple as hitting your head on a rock and dying, or even, who knows what. I hope that she's okay. I hope that somebody didn't panic, or, it wasn't just some stupid fight, or even that she could be pregnant and doesn't know what to do. I don't know. Well, my dogs are going crazy. Sorry.
All right.
But that's the only thing I can think of. So, and I hope I didn't talk too fast. But
that's all right. Thank you. Appreciate the call.
All right.
All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you. That was nice. All right, we're done with calls. I'm gonna play I'm gonna get the super chats. I'm gonna play 2 portions of this clip. This is from All American Dream Chaser. Thank you guys for coming through and hanging out. Okay. Let me get the super chats real quick here. Let It Be. I don't know if I mentioned you earlier. Thank you, Let It Be. Appreciate that. The super chat. Shelby on Twitch. Hello, iCkEdMeL. Don't forget about us. iCkEdWit over here. Resubscribe to Prime. Thank you. I got you. All Things Jade. Can someone share how to call in? There was a phone number in the chat, but we're done with calls now. You just dial in. Be Botanical, thank you for the super chat. Says ding. Be Botanical also says breathing is so overrated. Be Botanical also says that's methed up. Leslie, thank you for the super chat. Call for help. Rescue Mel. Shelly's, thank you for the super chat. Says Sam did not ask Kiely if she needed a ride. Had a ride. I thought that's what Sam said. I thought that's what she said. No, not Sam. No, you're right. Sam didn't ask. It was supposedly Kiely that called and asked Sam, which I thought was weird. Paul, thank you for the super chat. Says Cindy Smith is a lawyer in Truckee. Okay. Megan, thank you for the super chat. Hope you're doing well. Jonathan, if she was too irresponsible to take care of her friend, then why would she be responsible to talk to all the teens? Like, what the fuck? 187 Snowflake. The timestamp of Sammy talking about the ride, 27:34. All right, we're going to look at that too. Victoria, thank you for the super chat. Victoria. All right, let's start here. Let's check this out real quick first. I'll plug in, I'll put in the video in the description again. Let me do that. This guy was nice enough to let us use his video. the other day. So I'm just gonna play 2 portions.
Friendly fights.
In the chat wants to ask you who was fighting at the party. The girl and guy. Look into them. Was there a fight at the party?
Yeah, so there were some friendly fights that were going on. There was like we had boxing gloves. People were like trying to instigate. It wasn't anybody who had really any drama or they weren't enemies or anything. It was more just friendly fights to keep entertainment going. This happens at a lot of our parties. We just do it to have fun. If somebody gets hurt, like we have people on them, but
so it wasn't like a fight out of anger. It was just kind of a just a fun competition type of fighting.
Yeah, just see who wins and who goes home with the title, which I will randomly admit people do end up getting in fights over who won, but not this time.
Daniel Taylor, and Nola, thank you for that comment.
That was 27:34 about the ride.
There's not a lot of cameras out there.
Shani Jones wants to ask you, on your last call, did she let you know who the quote-unquote friend was that was driving her home?
Yeah, so this is a common misconception. She was not being driven home and she was not driving. So, okay, at the end of the party when I saw her, she was supposed to give me a ride home because I had asked her to give me a ride home because I wanted to stay later. I then realized later in the party that I believe she was drunk, and I knew she was drunk, and so I did not want her to be driving me home, because I know about drunk drivers and all that, and so
Smart.
and I figured she would be staying there or she would find a ride home because she's a smart girl. She's smart enough to know, she's smart, and so then I found her as I was leaving the party. I was making sure to find her to tell her that I had another ride home and that I loved her and I wanted to say bye and for her to have fun at the party. And then when I left the party, we were pretty much on 89 with my ride. And she called me as I was in the car in the passenger seat and she was like, "Hey, where are you? Do you still need a ride home?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay. Like I'm in the car right now. I'm like getting driven home now."
So she had already told her that she was getting her own ride, I thought. And so I guess Kylie calls again to ask.
But Kylie did not have a set ride home. And I was under the impression that she would either sleep there or find another ride home. And it was not known that anybody was going to give her a ride home. She was not, when she called me, she was not in a car. I could hear the party and many people talking in the background.
Oh, wow. So we don't really have a lot to go on then as far as where she.
That's it. I don't know, man. Anyway, I'm gonna head out of here. I'm gonna call it for now. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream again today. Doesn't look like they really have much, man. Like, especially when I heard them talking about the whole needle in a haystack and that they don't even know where the haystack is to begin with. That just sounds like, I mean, law enforcement, they always withhold information, but it really doesn't sound like they have much at all. And that's not good. That's kind of weird. Super odd. I don't know. And I think Jagger taking down the post, who I thought was kind of interesting. I wonder why he took that down. The post about Kylie. Hopefully we get a chase, man. Maybe we get a chase sometime. Maybe tonight or this weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna chill now. Gonna chill Friday night. Oh, my chat just messed up. Oh, he took his Insta down, they're saying? Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, I'm going to call it now, man. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Peace. Joe's hit like on the way out. Subscribe. All that good stuff. Bye. Take care of yourselves. See you guys next time. Thanks, Adrian, man. Appreciate that. Cancel. Moving for a car chase. Let's get lit later. Let's get a car chase.